Time to pay some bills. Yo! What's good, everybody? Video game theories that'll ruin your childhood. Whew! I already know Pokemon gonna be in there. You know, back then, y'all, I used to play Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Sapphire. That was back then, bro. I used to play it on the Game Boy before it was color. I'm talking about it's almost like Pac-Man, y'all. You gotta go through the grass, get the sound effect. You throw a regular Pokeball. I don't know how it is nowadays, but I get to it, man. And you feel what I'm talking about, leave that in the comments.
Are a seriously passionate bunch. After spending hours, days, or even weeks playing a single game, some seriously hardcore fans will seek out tiny in-game details left behind by the developers. Anything left unexplained can have a fan base spinning theories that point to a much darker picture off screen and disturb.
Man, I learned something about SpongeBob, boy. Woo! Did I react to that? Woo! Man, y'all found out why Mr. Krabs' greedy ass be keeping Pearl? And why is an unlimited source? Well, just about limited source of Krabby Patty meat. Man, I don't know, Rat. So I don't want to spoil it for y'all. Just know it's dark, bro.
Disturbingly, not even your favorite childhood games are safe. From Mario's insatiable hunger for souls to people eating Pokemon, it's time to shatter the fourth wall and take a dive into a few theories that'll ruin your favorite childhood games forever. Freaky Fall Guys. When the platform battle royale game Fall Guys was released in 2020, the gaming world quickly fell in love with the battling beans. They raced through a glorified mini golf course, knocking out competitors as they go.
What is
all while
this?
Dressed in a wonderful wardrobe of costumes.
Yeah.
But some players noticed that the costumes didn't fit the way they expected. This one, for example, revealed the slim shape of the bean's head through the face opening. Now, most people assume the bodies of these beans fill out their suits, but this indicated that they're actually more stick-like.
Yeah, that's why I always felt
With
like.
that in mind, fans started.
I always thought that
wonder
like they
what's
just fit in the
really going
costume.
on underneath the onesies. Are Fall Guys squishy, stick-like beings that can stretch out of their suits at will? Or maybe the bulk is made up of extra body parts so that they can crawl out of their face holes like true-to-life nightmares. Ugh. Horrifying as that was, it turns out that what actually lies beneath the suit is much worse than any fan could have imagined. To one-up the community, the game's senior artist mocked up this flesh-crawling interior view of a classic bean.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
The head is suspiciously human, but the neck, legs, and torso are so
Well, what the hell is this, man? What?
distorted, it's hard to tell where the
Well, look at that thing back, man. They got a BBL back there with a flat booty, though. What?
humanity ends and where the nightmare begins. Nothing about it makes sense. I mean, how does that bent spine support all its weight? How do its hips move without sockets? How does its mouth work inside its body? And don't get me started on those eye stalks. To make it worse, they also confirmed that the beans are all about 6 feet tall.
Damn! That's creepy! Bro, these dudes this tall! That's creepy! What's over here, bro?
I don't know about you, but I missed 15 seconds ago when I didn't know this man-sized monstrosity existed. If you want to take your mind off of what you just saw, try doing something unrelated real quick. Oh, I know. You can hit the like and subscribe buttons down below.
Ooh, you're finessing, but you got to remember, you can never finesse, motherfucker, finesse. Ah! It's a nice one.
That's much better.
A set of nice, safe, normal buttons that don't look like they're growing out of stalks.
No, now I can't unsee that either. Let's just move on, shall we? Peak anatomy. In 2020, a year where a worldwide pandemic left a lot of people craving social interaction, one game rose into the limelight. Not because it
Yeah.
connected people, but because it let them
This is a
kill
fun
each
game
other
with 2
in
hype, man.
space. This is Among Us, a social deduction game released in 2018, where each player completes tasks on a spaceship through their brightly colored astronaut avatar. However, there's an imposter among us. Well, them, who kills off crewmates before the tasks are complete. As they fall to the ground, though, their bodies expose a single bone at their core. This
Facts.
brilliantly bizarre anatomical feature has led some fans to theorize that these aren't human astronauts. Instead, they're
Duh. Yeah, I don't think we never thought that, bro.
alien creatures that contain just one long bone, like a sentient leg of ham. Though not every fan buys into the lone bone theory. Some have pointed out that the characters have little oxygen packs, so they must have a ribcage to support their lungs. But in an update from January 2021, one of the new maps had a small detail pinned to the wall. Lo and behold, it was the lone bone, hung up like an anatomy chart. And while this is literally the backbone of the internet's understanding of the crewmate's skeleton, the rest of their anatomy is a total mystery. Considering
I mean, they don't jump like Fall Guys, right?
Questioned a bean-shaped beings and
You know what I mean? Like, it's not. You know, you know.
anatomy, I'm happy to leave this unanswered.
Like, at least it's right. You know, we them boys be jumping across the board like they leap. They, you know, they barely be. But they 6 foot tall. Shoot, they can be point guards. All they do is move, bro, and they got the 2 arms that crack, you know, the head, but you know what I'm talking about, y'all.
Pokemon problems. Nintendo's popular Pokemon game
Oh, hold on, I
series
fit the green
started
screen.
off as an 8-bit
Sorry,
adventure
y'all.
that, over the years, has exploded into a world of vibrant colors and warm characters. But several fans believe this might all be a smokescreen for a world that's actually much, much darker. For those who've never played, you collect these adorable little monsters and battle them out, ordering attacks that make the opposition Pokemon faint. Although the word faint here is just a very nice way of saying you've beaten them unconscious. That on its own is pretty horrifying when you think about it. Though it's no big deal. You can always heal your own Pokemon at a
Facts.
nearby Pokemon Center. But
Facts.
always might be the wrong word if the infamous Lavender Town scene has anything to go by. In the first generation of internationally released games, Pokemon Red and Blue, you, the player, enter a town that's accompanied by this very sinister tune.
I've been there. I know exactly to my bro. I've been here, bro. I've been here, man. That thing creeped me out back then.
Pokemon Tower, a skyscraper packed with hundreds of gravestones, not for humans, but for Pokemon.
Oh,
it's here that you meet your longtime rival, Gary or Blue. He immediately asks you why you're there if none of your Pokemon are dead, which is strange because that would indicate he's there because one of his Pokemon has passed on. In every battle you've had before, he sends out a Rattata that's evolved into Eradicate. But this time, the Raticate in his party is missing. Now, the last battle you had was aboard the SS Anne, a ship without a Pokemon Center on board. In theory, this could mean that after losing the fight on the ship, your rival rushed to the nearest Pokemon Center but was too late to save his Raticate. Wait, does this make you a Pokemon killer? This theory is pretty upsetting, to say the least. Almost as upsetting as burying hundreds of Pokemon in a skyscraper. So creepy. But it's not the only disturbing detail in the first-generation Pokemon games. Post-war Pokemon. In Vermilion City, the Pokemon Gym battleground is run by the military
What?
man
I did not know
Lieutenant
that.
Surge. When you approach him, he makes a one-off comment that electric Pokemon saved him during the war, and that they zapped his enemies into paralysis. Sounds like something your crazy uncle would blurt out at Christmas. But hold up, this means that Pokemon were once used as weapons in an actual war. and Lieutenant Surge is only middle-aged, if his hairdo and high-waist trousers are anything to go by. So it must have been a fairly recent war at that. This would indicate that the Pokemon games are set in a post-war world, where the Kanto region suffered a huge number of casualties. It'd go a long way to explaining why there's so many Pokemon centers and a lack of older male characters.
Man, you need a Charizard, bro. We go to war, bro. Hey, man, give me Charizard, bro. I'm getting on Charizard back. All right? And he just gonna flamethrow every city. That's it. That's all. It's a cheat code, man. That boy can fly, man. What is a better well, you know, they got so many generations of Pokemon now. They got first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Man, I don't know, bro. But hey, Onyx too. The big old snake. Yeah, that thing was big, man.
Throughout the game. This might be why your character only has a mother and no father, and why there's no mention of your rival's parents at any point in the game. In order to wipe out an entire generation of adult Pokemon users, the theory follows that this war must have been huge, although it's unclear who the enemy was. Another region, perhaps? Maybe an untamable legendary Pokemon? And while Nintendo has kept quiet about this mysterious conflict, I wonder if they've got plans to release a game that'll let you play as part of the Pokemon War. I mean, how cool would a Pokemon crossover with games like Call of Duty or Battlefield be?
That'd be
Pikachu,
cool.
I choose you.
Hey, ain't gonna
Hit me
lie.
with Thundershock. Yeah, great job, Pikachu. Now teabag him. Coughing
Boy,
fit.
nobody with my no damn teabagger, bro. I just want to kill the Pokemon, bro. How we get to here, bro? Like,
While you can find many Pokemon in the wild, not all of them are natural. Porygon, for example, is a first-generation Pokemon made entirely out of computer code, proving Pokemon can be created artificially. And with that said, what happens when these artificial creations go wrong? Well, one theory has an answer in the form of the poison Pokemon Coughing. This happy ball of
man,
toxic gas
him and that
is a
slug,
favorite of
bro.
the evil Team Rocket throughout
Like-
the original games. But this bunch of thieves would be much better suited to ghost-type Pokemon, seeing as they can slip through walls, disappear instantly, and really frighten their victims. There are only 3 ghost Pokemon in the original games, though: Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. And they're not easy to catch.
Facts.
Unable to get their hands on them, what if Team Rocket...
you
had
literally
attempted-
gotta go on the Pokemon, on the Game Boy, man. You got like it's a certain time when it turns dark. That's the only time you can hunt for them, where go catch them. Pikachu, I choose you. And sometimes you gotta get a Master Ball on them too, y'all. Yeah, man, I know about this, y'all. I played the game too many times, bro.
To create their own ghost-type Pokemon by genetically engineering gas particles from poison Pokemon and forcing them into bulging balloon constructs similar to Ghastly shape. They brought this floating, coughing creature to life. It clearly worked at first, but when they tried to evolve their creation into a Haunter shape, their plan went sideways. Instead of growing a set of
Hey, them boys do look
hands,
depressed, though.
the resulting wheezing grew more heads. The smile of this
Right.
horror was replaced by a look of
Fat,
constant
hey, them
pain
boys
and
do
misery.
be looking
And
depressed.
as a
Damn!
was
Oh!
even struggling to breathe. Faced with the menacing monstrosity they created, Team Rocket admins abandoned the project and gave the poor Pokemon to their grunts to use as cannon fodder. That theory's so evil, I wouldn't put it past Team Rocket to try. A ghostly relation. It's no secret that all Pokemon are identified by their elemental properties, ranging from fire and water to dragon and steel. But it's ghost Pokemon that stand out as some of the oddest, because if the 3 original ghost Pokemon, Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar, really are ghosts, then what Pokemon are they ghosts of? One theory argues that the answer is lurking on the other end of the spectrum, in the realms of the original fairy Pokemon. Fairy types are a mystery, with moves and abilities more magical than any other. While little is known about them, there's a striking similarity between the fairy Pokemon Clefable and the ghost Pokemon Gengar. From their pointy ears, stubby limbs, and 3-fingered hands, their silhouettes are unnervingly similar. Not only that, but Gengar is also known as the Shadow Pokemon. A shadow of what? Well, when you flip it around like this...
Whoa! Clefairy! Whoa!
Coincidence? I think not!
Could this mean that Gengar is the dark spirit of a very sweet but very dead Clefable? Well, if so, then what about the fairy Pokemon before Clefable's evolution? Do they also have ghost-type counterparts? Upsettingly, the theory follows that the adorably tiny, ball-like Cleffa perishes into the ghostly sphere of Ghastly.
No way! No way! No! 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 No!
And the cute-eared Clefairy is trapped in the form of Haunter.
The ears. What?
What kind of dreadful end did these poor Pokemon meet for their souls to be trapped like this? Well, I have another theory, but I don't think you're going to be able to stomach it. Soylent Green is Pokemon. Since the Pokemon games debuted, fans all over the world have wondered if normal animals exist in its universe. If they don't, then what do the people there eat? This isn't really addressed in the earlier games, though in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can cook up a delicious range of curries and share them with your Pokemon. And these all seem innocent enough until you cook up a sausage curry. There hasn't been any mention of regular old pigs in this universe at all. So are those sausages made from pork or pork iman? Perhaps I'm overthinking this. Maybe they're just a good-looking vegetarian alternative. Though it's hard to rationalize how bluntly named bone curry.
I ain't gonna lie, man, you gonna throw Snorlax, thigh in the oven, man, I ain't gonna lie, put a little season on it, you know what I mean? Might put you to sleep, man, Snorlax do be looking good, man, just saying, man, just saying, man, it's a lot of, it remind me of a bear or something, man.
Curry could be made without any kind of meat. Maybe normal animals do exist in this universe then. We just haven't seen them, ever. I mean, the developers at Nintendo wouldn't be sadistic enough to make you eat the creatures you've befriended in this game, would they? Maybe not in the international versions, but in the Japanese release, they made no secret of the main ingredient in this depressing dish. I mean, that iconic definitely belongs to the crab Pokemon Kingler. Nintendo hasn't officially confirmed Pokemon in game.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Look, hey.
Let's work on the assumption.
We gotta eat too, man.
Would the farming process work like normal, where battery farms raise and breed Pokemon as livestock? Maybe certain Pokemon species, like those close to cows and pigs, are bred to be food. What if after they've been harvested, farmers save on the costs of raising new Pokemon and restore them through Pokemon Center technology? That would mean that they go through the entire gut-wrenching harvesting process every time someone starts craving steak, seafood, or sausages, even though this is just a theory.
That's a lot of, hey, man, hey, wait, relax. So we can eat parts of them and then go to the Pokemon Center and get, rejuvenated? That's some good milk coming out of this right here, man. When last time you seen a cow walk on two legs, man? That's good lean milk right there, man. And and this right here is the paprika. He got the seasoning, bro. He's the herd man. Hey, man, you can use Pikachu to, for the electric stove top. Pikachu, shut the stove, just cook it up for y'all, man,
I've suddenly lost my appetite.
I didn't.
Still alive. The physics-defying video game Portal is a puzzle lover's dream, no matter their age. It starts off innocently enough where you play as a test subject in a research facility with access to a shiny new portal gun. After ripping holes in reality to solve a series of innocuous challenges, the story takes a turn for the worse. The spotlight shifts onto the homicidal villain Gladys, a rogue AI who has a love of testing and a hatred of you. But before she goes completely haywire, she introduces you to companion cubes. These weighted boxes help you complete some of the more complex tasks that would otherwise require you to be in two places at once. What's inside them is never revealed, but when you're instructed to incinerate this cube, you unlock an achievement called fratricide. That's the act of slaying your brother or sister, almost like the cube was alive. And that's not all. During one test sequence, Gladys lets slip a vital hint.
I think that one was about to say, I love you. They are sentient, of course. We just have a lot of them.
You heard that right.
Okay,
The
I
cubes are sentient and
don't care
can
about what,
That
man.
means there might be actual humans trapped inside them. In-game, Gladys has no regard for human life, so it's not too far-fetched to assume she'd
Dang.
force the player to unwittingly kill someone, just to antagonize them. A captivating design. To the unassuming eye, Portal's maniacal, mechanical villain hanging from the ceiling looks like the furthest thing from a
I never
human.
played this game right
However,
here.
A developer's commentary of the game revealed that Gladys's arm was actually inspired by human traits. She was originally going to have a floating brain or resemble Botticelli's Rise of Venus, made out of mechanical parts. Eventually, they settled on this sleek, curved design to make her look fatally feminine. They were so successful in this, though, one fan believed they could actually see the shape of a woman in the arm's outline. It wasn't Botticelli's Venus, though, but a woman that had been bound and strung up from the ceiling.
Nah, whoever figured this out, man, you got a sick mind, bro. You like that bondage stuff, huh? You like to get whipped, huh? Man, I did not see that, and I still don't see that. You cannot convince me that I see that, bro. Oh no, I don't see that, bro. I'm not kinky like that. I'm nasty. I'm cat nasty, but I ain't cat kinky.
By her feet. The two forms certainly look similar, and considering Gladys's madness is restricted to the facility, the bound form gives the shape of the villain a lot more meaning. Maybe the developers couldn't admit this sort of risque influence in the commentary, so kept it out of the description? Sounds pretty unlikely.
Nah,
but
you're
even so,
reaching
I'm
out.
definitely gonna have a hard time unseeing this.
No, I'm not, because it's not there.
Sonic's shoes. When Nintendo released Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, fans noticed something strange about the surfing event. While Mario got to ride his board barefoot like a regular person, Sonic still sported his sneakers. And this got fans wondering why Sega's favorite blue hedgehog was never seen in any game without his trademark red running shoes. Although the better question here might be, what are his shoes hiding? Does Sonic have little clawed paws like a hedgehog? Maybe they're as equally large as his hands, or perhaps he has fully formed four-toed feet.
What?
Oh god, I wish I'd never asked. It's a question that's haunted Sonic fans for almost 30
I never
years,
thought
thanks
about
to
looking
the
at another man's feet. I'm
inconsistencies
sorry,
in
dog.
comics and animations from the 1990s.
Ah.
While one cartoon shows he has little blue paws, another reveals a pale-footed, three-toed creature, and a separate comic strip displayed some freakishly human feet. So what's the truth? According to Sonic the Hedgehog game producer Takashi Iizuka, Sonic just never takes his shoes off in canon. Frankly, this leaves me with more questions than I started with.
Maybe the answer can be found in other characters that don't remove their shoes, like Kirby.
This cute little pink blob is a Nintendo creation who sports similar red shoes to Sonic. But just like Sonic, Kirby's creator refuses to divulge what his feet look like beneath. Well, some believe they're smooth pink blobs like his arms.
Yeah, I would
Others
say that.
theorize that to be able to run and walk as he does, there are five-toed feet hidden beneath.
That's creepy.
Does anyone
That's creepy right there.
have any bleach? I need it for my eyes. Kirby's Secret. Kirby is an innocent series of action platform games that are as adorable as
I like
they
Kirby.
are wholesome. That is, except for one. Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards. This was the first Kirby game to boast 3D graphics, which gave fans a good look at the worlds Kirby could play on. Too good, it turned out.
Look
One
how
of the
far we
available
got advanced
worlds,
now in
called
video games,
Shiver
bro.
Star, featured a geography similar to Earth's. All 7 continents were clearly visible, but obscured by a cold, foggy haze. When Kirby visits the planet, You can see the terrain is also similar to Earth's, though most of it is covered in several feet of snow. But this isn't set during the Ice Age. As the game progresses, the player bumbles through factories and shopping malls tended by malfunctioning robots. But why are all the robots malfunctioning? Where are all the humans? And why is there a massive robotic boss at the end, decked out in an army's worth of missiles and lasers? According to one theory, Shiver Star is actually a version of Earth trapped in a nuclear winter. Following a nuclear winter, the ash from immense fires got trapped in the atmosphere, blocking out the sun and freezing the planet to its core. The humans that survived the deadly radiation were killed off by the sub-zero temperatures, leaving the factories, malls, and robots to gather dust. This means Kirby might be rolling around a post-apocalyptic landscape, bouncing through dust that used to be billions of people. And I thought his feet were bad. Malevolent Mario.
No, don't jump my boy Mario, bro. No, can't be nothing bad.
Rock, you probably know this.
Not Mario, man.
Red-capped, mustachioed plumber.
Not Mario, man.
Mario has to save Princess Peach from Bowser, the evil king of the Koopa, who rules over the Mushroom Kingdom. Along the way, different items lend Mario the power to smash through Bowser's minions. But as heroic as he appears, the Fire Flower power-up has sparked a fan theory that's hard
This is
to
my favorite
ignore.
power-up right there.
Unlike
I like
other
that more than
packs,
the star.
hitting an enemy with a fireball produces a coin. Now, why would burning an enemy to a crisp reward you with money?
He paying
This
bills.
theory claims that the coins aren't made of gold, but of souls. Like an 8-bit cremation, burning up the bodies releases the souls, whereas bopping or crushing a minion doesn't destroy the vessel completely. And what's more, collecting 100 of these soul coins grants Mario an extra life, like a soulless exchange for immortality. But if that's all true, why are there so many coins concealed in bricks and blocks? Well, in the original Super Mario Bros. Instruction manual, it says that the peace-loving mushroom people, like the character Toad, were turned to stones and bricks by the Koopa. So by headbutting the bricks, you could be shattering one of Toad's cousins and claiming their soul for yourself. Anyone else feel super guilty all of a sudden? Behind the Mask. Majora's Mask is one of the bleakest games in the iconic Legend of Zelda series, but there's a chance it's much darker than anyone first thought. In the game, our protagonist Link discovers he's lost his friend Navi. His quest to find her becomes so troubled that one popular fan theory claims the game actually guides Link and the player through the 5 stages of grief. These are denial, anger.
I played this game several times. I could never really get to it, bro.
Clocktown represents denial, where despite the menacing moon threatening to end the world, the townsfolk continue to plan their upcoming festival. And then there's the Deku King, representing anger, who's blinded by rage at the disappearance of his daughter. After that, even though Darmani is dead and has become a ghost, he embodies bargaining by trying to strike a deal to return to the land of the living. Then, maybe saddest of all, Lulu speechlessly displays depression after losing her eggs. And finally, Link's acceptance culminates in his ascension through the
Why ain't too much going on? Jeez.
Stone Temple, where he literally becomes enlightened through his discovery of the light arrows. It almost makes you feel bad for enjoying the game. With representation of grief packed into every pixel, other theories have pointed out that Link might not be grieving over Navi, but is actually struggling to accept his own death. At the beginning of the game, Link chases the elusive Skull Kid and falls down a deep hole, accompanied by an impossible stream of visions before landing unharmed at the bottom. But one fan pointed out, there's no way he could have survived such a long fall, let alone land without a scratch. The rest of the game serves as a quest for him to come to terms with his own deadly demise before his soul passes on to the afterlife. And that's pretty heartbreaking. Dungeon Disaster. Before Hyrule's hero was given his piercing blue eyes or recognizable blonde mop, he existed as this blocky character in the original Legend of Zelda video game from 1986.
Boy, look like the piece of gum at the bottom of your shoe, bro.
Now famous protagonist battle to save Princess Zelda from the evil
But what's that?
wizard Ganon by
But what
scouring
is that?
dungeons in search of
Looks like a piece
pieces
of
the
mint gum.
mystical Triforce. Each dungeon was a unique labyrinth of rooms guarded by monsters, but the third dungeon turned out to be the worst by far. Not because it was tough, but because a top-down version of the map resembled a, shall we say, freakishly fascist design. This discovery immediately led to rumors and theories that there were fascist employees working for Nintendo, and that the game was actively advocating fascism. After all, Link does go around killing everything in the land that doesn't look like him, and to make it worse, later iterations of the character were given fascist favorite features like blonde hair and blue eyes. Oh boy. Nintendo rushed to reveal that this was actually designed after Amanji, an ancient...
Hell no, it's still, Amanji still look like, oh no,
Nintendo
cuz.
rushed to reveal
Nah,
that this
nah,
was
rush to what?
actually designed after...
Nah, it still look like it, man. Yeah, it's still, yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro. I won't get demonetized, but yeah, bro. Yeah, it's still there. I don't care how you twist it, we see it.
After Amanji, an ancient Buddhist symbol promoting peace, unlike the horrendous hate symbol people had mistaken it for. So...
You cannot finesse no motherfucker like that, sir! He not even Buddhist! Link, not even Buddhist. The character don't even look Buddhist!
It was all just an innocent error in judgment, and thankfully, not the world's worst recruitment drive.
Hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. This is crazy, man. Y'all want some more of this right here? Make sure you leave a like button right out here. Everybody.